This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Jayco Precept model number 34G motorhome. Okay, so I'm just going to, this is not a sales video or a floor plan video. I'm just going to go over some of the features of it, so you can look at the video, and it just basically touches on most of the features. I'm not gonna do any chassis features, nothing up front, just the house part. So let's do that now. All right, so of course you have your batteries back here, right? And this is your LP fill. So there's your LP tank and the fills. Of course, there's a monitor inside. This, the only thing to know as an owner is this shuts it off. That's the disconnect for the system, okay? You have an outside entertainment area. Alright. As we move around. Okay. This trailer has or this motorhome, I'm sorry, has a generator, of course. And this is it here. Now, you could actually take this panel off here, the front panel, and just snap it off, and you can actually run it from there. But you're going to run it from the panel inside, and I'll show you that when we get inside also. But it's got all the modern features. It'll prime itself. We'll talk about that when we get inside. So. That's your generator. Now, when it comes to water, right here. Okay, so first thing we'll look at this. This is a water filter canister. There is a water filter that comes with it. It's inside the trailer. We don't install it because some people don't use the water filter. It's a carbon black type filter, so it's going to take out chlorine taste and smell, some minerals, heavy stuff like that. It's not going to completely clean it, obviously, like reverse osmosis or something like that, but it's still if you're using well water, it does a good job of cleaning it up. If you do use the filter, you would basically you'll use it for a season. When you de-winterize, or when you winterize in the fall, early winter, whatever, you'll throw it out, and then after you de-winterize in the spring, you'll put a new one in. Those are low point drain valves to shut them off. That's for winterizing. Now, if you look at the valves, you have to look at these drawings here, right? And you can set the valves accordingly. So, city water, it's the most common, right? You're going to have your hose hooked up to here. You turn it on, and you'll configure the valves just like this, which was like that, right? So that you do that, and the city water will just go in there, pressurize it, and pressurize the trailer, and everything all the plumbing will work normally. Now, if you want, if you're like at a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank by switching to this configuration here, like that. You can see it's right here, and that will actually fill the tank. Then you can put it to dry camping mode, and it'll pump water from the tank, and all the plumbing, it will work like that. All the plumbing will work just like you have city water. Okay, so I'm going to put it back to city water here now, which is right there. Also, this is for winterizing, that's the configuration. Also, sanitizing, you can draw Spring Fresh and some of the different sanitizers. Some people just use bleach mixed with water, but you can draw it through the system there. And also, this is to turn your water pump on and off. All right, there's a hose there that you plug into here, obviously, to spray things down, kids and dogs and feet and what have you. Now this here is the black tank flush. So basically, after you've dumped your black tank, you can put the hose at the dump station on here, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of your tank, spray out the sensors, clean it up, that sort of thing. Alright. These are your dump valves right here. Black and gray. Of course, the black is toilet water and waste. The gray is sink and shower water. You dump the black first and then use the gray water to kind of wash it out. Then, while leaving the black valve open, you hook a hose up to the black tank flush and clean it out even better, okay? That is, of course, one of your levelers. This has an automatic leveling system in it, which we'll show you when you pick up. This is the tank to fill for your generator. That's where it draws its fuel from. Of course, you got a 50 amp cord right here, and it's reduced down. That's just a dump hose there. Okay, your water heater, the switches to operate are inside. The thing to know about this is that's the drain plug right there. So to drain it, you're just going to take that out. Make sure the water's cooled down first, of course. And I'll show you the switches to operate it when we get inside. Okay, so you have a backup camera there, obviously. You have a built-in ladder, which is a good thing, so you don't have to drag a ladder out when you inspect the roof. So you should inspect the roof every 90 days. Go up there yourself or have someone else go up there, look around, check out the sealant, make sure there's no crack in your separation. Make sure there's no damage to any of the roof vent covers, things like that, get hit by a low branch. Just give it a good look over, make sure everything's in good shape, and if not, get it taken care of immediately. Okay, so let's just move inside. One last thing out here, that's the vent for the range hood. Now, on each side of it there's a switch. It's hard to, or a latch I guess you'd call it. It's kind of hard to see because it's black on black up there. But if you're going to be using the range hood fan, you want to open that up so that baffle flaps freely. Otherwise, you keep it shut. Okay, so this is the controller for your power inverter. Of course, you probably know this. I don't know what level you are, but I'll assume you don't, even though you probably do, I guess is what I'm saying. So this will basically, it inverts power. It takes 12 volt DC and converts it to 110 AC, right? This also has a power converter in here, which does the opposite. It goes from AC to DC power. I'll show you that when we get to it too. Of course, to turn on your house battery right here. Your power awnings are right here. Never leave them out unattended, of course. Your power step, you can shut it on and off right here. Okay. All right. So let's go inside here. Like I said, I'm not going to show you any of the front end stuff or the chassis stuff, except your leveling system is right here. With this one, you have to have the parking brake has to be on in order for it to work. So keep that in mind. Okay. Also, you've got theater seats here, a televator with your television here, like so. Okay. You have these back cushion backs will detach, and you can fold this out into a bed, which is nice. Your microwave works like any other microwave, other than it vents to the outside. I mean, some people's houses do, I understand, but this one will vent to the outside, 2-speed vent. Remember I told you about the baffle on the vent outside to open that up. Also has a light on it. All right. Okay. So the range itself, you're going to turn this to light it. You spark this by turning it clockwise. So you're just going to give it some gas, spark it. You can see it lights up, right? Now the oven is a little different. There's a pilot light back here. You can see I can spark it. Hopefully you can see that. So what you do is you go over to the far right, which is the awning, or the oven knob. So you're going to go to pilot, depress it and keep it depressed. Then you're going to spark this and keep sparking it till the pilot light down here lights. After it lights, you still hold it for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up. Then you're going to go to operating temperature, and it cycles on and off as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, of course, but so does the pilot light. So you got to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, and always travel with this closed. Okay. Of course, your table folds down. You can turn this into a bed also. You have a fireplace with a remote. This fireplace, you can change the appearance of the fire. It's got a timer. You can set the fan speed, low and high and off. So there's a lot it does. It's just a really good 110 AC space heater. So you've got limited propane. So if you want to set it to turn on, 20 minutes before you get up in the morning, and then you can do that. It'll have the chill taken out of this area, and you won't be using up your limited propane. Okay. Look in here. Okay, that's your storage. Now, let me walk back here. I sort of moved over this area. I just want to make sure, see what we have here. If anything, yep. Okay, that's good then. Let me look at another one just to make sure. Okay, all right, so let's move a little farther back. Your refrigerator, obviously it works off it's 110 AC, so it works off of the inverter. That's what your inverter does. It doesn't supply power to all of your plugs and things like that. It basically runs your refrigerator. So when you're going down the road, this refrigerator can run on 12 volts, or I'm sorry, excuse me, on 110 AC. Okay. All right. Just looking around here. This is also plumbed. This compartment is plugged for a washer-dryer combo. So that's what that's all about. You can either use it for storage, or you can use it to fit your washer-dryer in there. Okay, so the sink and the shower work like every other sink and shower. Always run your fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. The thing to know about RV toilets, if you don't, is you can't run them dry. By dry, I'm talking about the black tank, which is directly below. There's the flush pedal right down there. So this is residual water pressure in here right now. So basically, let's do it this way. It's directly below is your black water tank. It's empty. Okay. So after you pull into the campground, you obviously plug in, hook up your water. Then you'll come in here with your toilet chemical, and you'll step on the pedal and let about a gallon or more water. They say about a gallon. Some people use 2. It's up to you. But you got to have some water in the black tank and your chemical before you start using it. Otherwise, the smell will be overwhelming, and you probably only do it once if you do it. So it can also be clogged up too. So make sure you always, when your black tank's empty, you want to put chemical and water in there. Okay. It's still clean in here. So there's a cover that goes over this. Obviously, we're still prepping here. So just so you look, you can see this where all your wiring is at. This is the power converter here. Remember I told you can convert AC to DC power. So you got regular household circuit breakers like at home on this side, and they're all labeled out there. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC here, and you got automotive fuses, and they're labeled. Okay. Also, this will keep your batteries charged when you're plugged in. All right. This thing here, which is hooked up to that panel I showed you, that is your inverter. It does just the opposite. It takes 12 volts from your batteries and turns it into 110 AC. Okay. Of course, you got TV and all the usual stuff. Storage. Let me put this back where it belongs there. Okay. When we come over here, we see of course, this is the thermostat. You just hit, this is the mode bar here, so you just hit the mode to light it up, then you scroll through it. Fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then you go to cool, which is the air conditioner. Always try to run it on auto when it comes to the fan. It's the best way to run it. And of course, heat, and heat on electric, and then heat on gas, and then off. So that's pretty simple. Your generator is basically it's an auto start and all that, so it'll go through the whole procedure. These are your hours used right here, so we'll go over that with you when you pick up 2. Your slide rooms here. You have tank heaters on this, so you've got a winter kit in it, so you can go out later in the winter and earlier in the and go out earlier at the end of winter, so you can extend your camping season. Okay. Your water pump is here. We talked about the water pump. You use that water pump when you're pumping water out of the fresh water tank, or when you're winterizing. To light your water heater on gas is right here. To light it on electric right here. Always make sure there's water in the water heater tank before you turn on the energy, because it'll damage it very quickly if there's not water in it. Okay. All right. So I think that covers that. Let me move back a little bit here, see if I forgot anything. There's also a carbon monoxide and LP gas detector here somewhere. Let me look around for it. Okay, just a matter of time, I'll find it. Oh, it's back here. Okay, we're on a mystery hunt here. Oh boy. Okay, please bear with me. I guess I probably should have looked for it before I did this, but it's going to be somewhere right out in the open. Well, I'll be darned. Well, that's great. Nothing like knowing your product there, buddy. Okay, so anyway, there is a carbon. Oh, here it is. Holy cow, I walked right past it a couple times. So, this, I eventually get to the point. It just takes me a while sometimes. So, this should always be green. If not, get it serviced. This will detect carbon monoxide buildup, LP gas leak, and then if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So there's a self-test, and I can put it through the whole thing here. So here we go. LP test, here comes carbon monoxide, and here comes your low battery alarm, very slowly. And then it goes back to green. It should always be green. Obviously, if it goes off, the alarm goes off, you're going to take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut off the propane, and figure out what's going on. Okay? Just don't ignore it. Alright, so that does it. Oh, I think I've got everything. Okay. You also have power fan here. Okay. Which is a really good thing when you on those days where it's not quite cool enough or warm enough for an air conditioner, if you just open all the windows and put those roof vents on full tilt, it'll cool it down quite a bit. So it's a good thing. Here's the water filter canister I told you about, right? There's your wrench for the water filter. This is for the canister, which this water filter goes into. Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here or your motorhome here at National RV Detroit. And please remember what I told you about inspecting the seals on the roof and just giving it a good inspection. That's very important to do. And if you have any other issues, you can just give us a call and we'll work with you, okay? Thank you very much.